Well, let's do it. It's a great day to be with the Leave 10 South Sound, and we are recording this, as you see, and we're glad to have everyone here. We have such great representation across the region. I love seeing all of our colleagues and the care you have for this important work. Today, we're going to go over the Host Your Own National Estate Planning Awareness Week, Securing Your Wishes. Where there's a will, there's a way. Really excited to share that this national effort has a lot of local activity that you're going to hear about. You're going to be able to build your own toolkit for that week in October and beyond. You're going to build confidence in this. We're going to practice to make it happen and support you. And I want to just thank each of you for being such an important champion for this Leave 10 movement. It's so important. You are the ones that are helping inspire, connect, and engage with those who care about your mission to help them consider giving 10% or more back to their community through this effort. And with that, I want to make sure that we remind ourselves that this movement has amazing partners, not only just you here today, but our generous support, which comes from the Greater Tacoma Community Foundation, our friends at the Community Foundation of South Puget Sound, our friends at MultiCare Foundation, and Ben B. Cheney Foundation. We can't thank you enough. And so I want to toss this over to Sherry Stanton with KBTC, where she's going to tell us about NEPA and what's going to be happening in our region and how it can help support you. Sherry.
Thank you, Carol. It's always hard to follow Carol. She's such an amazing Leave 10 champion. I introduced myself earlier. I'm Sherry with KBTC Public Television, and supporting our donors with legacy gifts is just like one tiny piece of what I do. And it's so great to see other people here kind of in the same position. So I'm not an expert, but that's why Leave 10 exists. It's so we can have this support network where we can all learn together, share resources, ideas, and best practices to empower our donors and build philanthropy. So National Estate Planning Awareness Week, or as we affectionately call it, NEPA, because it's a mouthful, was established through a congressional resolution, and it's a national public awareness campaign to help people understand what estate planning is and encourage them to take action. It's always the third week of October, so the 17th through the 23rd this year. So locally, I can't remember where I am with slides. Let me see. Time to move forward here. Oh, yes. Okay. So locally, Leave 10 South Sound is piggybacking on the national campaign to launch some awareness building activities. And the keystone of this is a seminar that you all came to hear about. But before we throw that to Rick and have him go through the details with us, we wanted to share with you some of these other activities that are happening in October to help build awareness and hopefully encourage people to think about their estates and legacies and drive them to your nonprofits. So as you can see, we'll be using local media to spread the word, including Harbor Chat. We'll be on Harbor Chat talking about National Estate Planning Awareness Week and Leave 10. West Sound Magazine will be doing an article featuring donor stories. Gary Brooks will be submitting an editorial in the News Tribune. He's a professional advisor and an expert in his field. KBTC will be airing co-branded spots. Several Rotary clubs are hosting estate planning speakers. Pierce County Libraries is going to be doing some marketing. And for Joe, there's a group of Thurston County nonprofits who are going to be hosting a Leave 10 happy hour for nonprofits and professional advisors. So if you want to know more about that, we can connect you into that, and maybe you're already connected. So this can be a great time to reach out to your donors around National Estate Planning Awareness Week. In public media, we encourage people to contact us for a free estate planning guide to help them get started. So that's just one way we're kind of involved in national estate or use it as an awareness building. And Leave 10 has a sample of that on their website. And if you're like me and not an expert in plan giving, the Leave 10 South Sound website is a terrific resource. It has links to professional advisors, links to free will, a toolkit, and resources not only for nonprofits, but for individuals who just need help with that extra step. And they just go to the For Individuals tab. And this has been so helpful to me because like I said, I'm not an expert in plan giving. And oftentimes the people I talk to, they're just like, I don't even know what to do next. What do I do? And they're asking me. So the first place I send them is to some of these great resources, and they're all there on the Leave 10 website. So to check that out. And then don't forget to lean in on your community. Any of the Leave 10 South Sound committee members here would be happy to help you or connect you to help. Carol, Rick, and Evelyn are all great resources. And the Greater Tacoma Community Foundation is a huge resource as well, and as well as the South Sound Plan Giving Council and the Community Foundation of Puget Sound. So call on us. So there's a lot of awareness building happening. There's a support network and tools for nonprofits and individuals. So we hope you will find this all helpful. And now I'm going to throw it to Rick to talk about the seminar, Securing Your Wishes, and how you can use this resource with your donors.
Rick, you're muted. Okay.
How's that? Can you hear me now? Nope.
I can hear you. Yeah.
I got you. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good to go. All right. Well, again, National Estate Planning Awareness Week, NEPA. Secure Your Wishes. Where there's a will, there's a way. That's the program. That's what we're presenting. So none of us got here by ourselves. In way of prefacing this, anyone who's ever been able to sustain good work has had at least one person, and often many, who have believed in him or her. So we just don't get to be competent human beings without a lot of different investments from a lot of other people. Who said that? One of America's great philosophers. Yep, Fred Rogers. I know you're smiling. Guy he had a lot of good information, a lot of good thoughts. So here's the dates that you need to think about. National Estate Planning Awareness Week, NEPA, October 17th through 23rd. October 20th, though, is the day we're going to present this program, and it'll run from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., an hour and a half. Leave 10 South Sound content is being provided by 19-year attorney veteran Brianne Campbell, who has done estate planning for most of that time. Let me introduce you a little bit to Brianne. She is a cum laude graduate from Seattle University School of Law, has a BA in English literature from University of Portland. She's on the Tacoma Pierce County Bar Association, member of the Washington State Bar Association, and practices in the sections of real property, probate and trust law, and business. Probably the youngest, reputedly anyway, the youngest board member ever recruited by Bellarmine Prep. She was on that board till 2017. On the executive committee currently of the Tacoma State Planning Council, and was president in 2019. Professional Advisory Committee, Greater Tacoma, of course. She's very highly rated, one of the highest ratings from Martindale Hubbell, and 40 under 40 honoree. And of course, my favorite, she's a South Sound Plan Giving Council member since 2010. That makes her special in my book. Okay, what is the program? 60 minutes. It'll be on our Leave 10 South Sound Zoom with Q&A afterwards to fill the remaining time. All right, so 2 ways that you can participate. Your donors, you can invite your donors to join our Zoom just as attendees. Okay, that's one way. It's pretty simple. And the other, you co-host with Leave 10 South Sound and use Q&A to personalize the program and establish greater rapport and credibility between you and your donors in your own personal Zoom. So let's talk a little bit more in depth about each one of these 2 options. Option 1, obviously easiest to accomplish. You inform your donors of NEPA and the opportunity to learn about basic estate planning. They need to be proactive in this because program relevance is for everyone. The transfers of assets at death are determined by will or by law if you don't have a will. You and your nonprofit do nothing, we do it all. Pretty easy to accomplish, no hands, just kind of we're done, right? Okay. So now your organization misses an opportunity to shine, though. And that's one of the things I want to talk about for just a minute. If you become a co-host of Leave 10 South Sound program, you have a chance to establish greater rapport and credibility with your own donors. If you've ever hosted a Zoom meeting, you have what you need to bring donors to a meeting. Already done it. If you have ever shared slides, PowerPoint, or video on a Zoom call, you know what you need to do to include the Leave 10 content stream with your donors. And if you know local estate planning attorneys or CPAs, you have the resources. That's everything you need for the Q&A afterwards. Let's go into a little bit more depth. What is the benefit of all of this? Opportunity to control your donor experience before and after the formal presentation. It becomes your program. We simply supply the estate planning content. Build rapport and credibility, bring donors closer to your nonprofit and vice versa. Become an educational source for your donors and elevate their your importance in their lives. And finally, establish closer relationships with your own local professional advisors. And if you don't know them, Leave 10 South Sound can help you. And if Leave 10 doesn't know, South Sound Plan Giving Council may have some sway in that as well and some contacts. So don't despair. If you don't know the experts, we can help you out. How do you participate? Host your own Zoom, share our YouTube live stream as you would a PowerPoint, stop sharing the YouTube stream when Brianne finishes her presentation, and introduce your local estate planning attorney or CPA or both. Then you and or your professional advisors can answer questions. The Zoom audience is all yours and you control the whole thing. All right, say a few words about your nonprofit, invite to an upcoming event, but this isn't a sales opportunity for Plan Giving. This is an educational opportunity for donors. So don't confuse the two. They won't like being confused. Just talk about this as an educational opportunity and answer their questions. By the way, as they're asking the questions, somebody should be taking copious notes as to who asked what. That just begs for a follow-up call later on. Okay, journey of 1,000 leagues begins with a single step. We've all heard the Chinese proverb. So right now, please make sure everybody's mics are muted. You will each have the chance to share our YouTube stream in a moment because it's out there right now. And the YouTube address was just dropped into chat. So copy and paste that into your browser to start receiving. And in this case, I'm just going to wait here for a minute while you guys get your YouTube stream up and running. Let me see if I can share my screen a little bit differently.
Rick, maybe folks can give a thumbs up when they've gotten in the game.
I can't see anyone. So I'm trying to figure out how to share my screen here with the group.
It looks like we have a few people tuned into the live stream now.
Okay.
So you guys are doing a great job following that live stream here.
Keep going. All right. How many do we have now, Melissa, would you say?
I think we have 4 folks watching now.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll begin. Those of you who are still trying to get set up, just keep doing that. Keep trying to get set up, and we'll just go from there. All right. So here's what we're going to do. You've all been made co-hosts, and you will be all able to share your screen. Keep your mics off, please, or we'll get reverberated into infinity. But keep your mics off until it's time. But you'll all be able to share the stream, and that's what we want you to do. Just see how easy it is to pick the stream up and then share it out on our Zoom today. So when I call your name, share the live stream with us. When you click share screen, a window pops up. Here's the thing. When the window pops up on share screen, you must click share sound and optimize for video clip. Okay? You must click both of those things, share sound and optimize for video clip. Those boxes are found on the screen that opens up on the bottom left at the bottom of that new window. Okay. Again, Melissa, for some reason I can't see.
So Rick, I think you might have to stop sharing for this portion.
All right, maybe I'll do that. Stop share. I think I didn't set it up right to begin with. I think that's the problem. Okay. So who's on the stream at this point? Robin, good. And what's interesting is the stream is about 10 seconds after. Okay. Maybe even a little longer than 10 seconds. All right. Who else can share the screen? Somebody else? Robin has shared. Anyone else ready to go?
Sarah's ready.
Okay, Sarah, go. And actually, we don't there right now. And the YouTube address was just dropped into chat. So copy and paste that into your browser to start receiving. And there you've got sound. I'm just going to wait here for a minute while you guys get your YouTube stream up and. Okay, stop sharing. That's good. We don't. I'm not going to call names. When somebody stops sharing, you try and share yours if you've got the stream and can go. All right. Main thing to remember is when you hit share screen, make sure you click the two bottom buttons on the left, which is share sound and optimize video. Okay, whoever's next, go ahead. It's really weird hearing it come back 20 seconds later or whatever. Okay. So was that Russ that tried that? Who else is ready to try?
Rick, we're getting some great feedback. For example, Sarah said she couldn't tell if she was sharing properly, so the feedback really helped her know she did it right.
Okay.
We also found, let's see. Grace was mentioning that the delay in the double sound is challenging, and Melissa shared that you can stay in the meeting and it's to demonstrate how to tune into the YouTube live stream, and recommended muting the YouTube video to avoid double sound.
Yeah. Okay, but if everybody's mic is off, that solves itself, basically. So whoever's ready to share, go ahead and share. One of the things you'll want to remember is when the YouTube is up, fill the screen. So on the bottom right of the YouTube, there's a kind of a well, I'm sure all of you have blown a video up for the full screen or not. Try that as well to make sure that you get as much video on there for your watchers or your viewers on your Zoom as possible.
There's a question asking if they should stay in the Zoom. Melissa just
Yes.
answered. Melissa's going to be answering questions in chat. That's fantastic.
Okay.
And Rick, the purpose of this exercise is really just to demonstrate how easy it can be to join the webinar, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like, hey, you just go here and you share this link and you're all set up.
Right. So that's what will happen on the day of, on the 20th. We'll send the link out. You'll pick it up and put it in your browser. And then you share what's in your browser where you share that link. And then you expand the window as far as you can so that it's as large as it can possibly be for the people on your Zoom call. All right, who else is ready to try? Okay, anybody? All right. Who in the chat, just drop in your name, and if you're having problems getting the stream up and running on your browser. Okay, so I've gone out to do exactly what I'm asking you to do. I'm going to try and share my screen now, and let me see if I can make this work. All right, is that it? Can you see it? Gone out to do exactly what I'm asking you to do. I'm going to try and share my screen now. I'm going to turn the sound down on that. Can everybody see that? Am I sharing with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So can you see my also, oops. Can you see my marker as well? My, what do you call it? Pointer. I'm going to go in here and go to this corner down here, which is the expand screen, so that I can expand it. Okay. So does that fill your screen, or is there still a lot of space around it?
It did, and then it went back.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why that happened. Try this again.
And Melissa confirmed a question from the team here that to do this, you need a Gmail account. Is that correct, Melissa?
So you will need to be logged into YouTube in order to chat and comment. It doesn't necessarily need to be a Gmail account, but there needs to be a YouTube account associated.
Oh, to pick up the stream?
To comment and chat.
Ah, got it. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
This is really fun. I've got two cursors moving at the same time on the screen. I'm going to stop sharing at this point. Okay. All right. Anybody else ready to share? When you get a chance, do it. We'll hang on here a few more minutes to see if we can, and if we have to, we will schedule another one of these and make sure that those of you who want to be co-hosts, we'll make sure we work whatever bugs you're having out, make sure that it'll work for you. Okay.
Rick, I have a question, Rick.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible if the timing of the 20th doesn't work for your organization, will this be on YouTube so then we can play the video not live at a time that is better for our members?
We will record this. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. Is that something that after the 20th we'll get maybe an email, or will that be posted somewhere on the Leave 10 site where we can access it?
Yeah, Leave 10. I'm guessing it'll be on the Leave 10 site. And we'll probably, or it may be a private link, and we'll send it out to folks who request it.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be directly on our YouTube as well. As soon as the stream ends, it'll just save on our YouTube channel. So if you go to the Leave 10 YouTube, you should be able to find it there as well if you're having trouble locating it in other places.
Thanks, Melissa.
Okay, anybody else wanting to, let me just see a show of hands on our Zoom here. maybe you could raise your hand if you're planning to try and share yet today during this session. Joe? Oh, you're muted. Still muted, Joe.
Sorry.
There we go.
Lost myself. No, Mindy and I had a conversation a couple of days ago, Mindy Rulli and I, and we pretty much agreed that really to maximize this for the most of our donors down here, we're going to focus on the recorded.
Yeah,
link.
okay. Okay.
And the Eventbrite, honestly, the Eventbrite thing could be another off-putting barrier, we thought, for some of our donors. So we would really rather, build all our promotion around pushing people to the link so they can watch it at their leisure, even if some of the interactive Q&A isn't, there for them.
Yeah. Okay, good. Anybody else wanting to try and share today? No? Okay, well, what are the questions you have? And I have one more request right now, and that is for everybody that's on the screen, drop into chat, if you would, your name. And I'm going to go back to my screen here. There we go. Share. I want you to drop into chat one of these numbers. Put your name in, and then one, if you intend to invite donors to our Zoom program and just let them come on their own if they want to and watch it. Or two, host your own and use our program as the content. Or three, if you're not sure which one you want yet. So your name and then either a 1, a 2, or a 3. Okay.
Sorry.
Back to this speaker view, see how that works. Okay. All right. Okay, so I had originally thought we would have 4 or 5 people that we're going to host. It doesn't look like we may have that many. We have maybe 2 or 3. So let's do this. Let's go back through any questions you might have about how this is going to work. We will record it, so those of you who want to try and use it later on are welcome to do that. Okay. We hope that we could give some impetus to NEPA and to this idea that there's a focal point for everybody. There's lots of publication and lots of promotion right now behind the National Estate Planning Awareness Week. So we hope that you would take advantage of that one way or another. And hopefully this was one thing that we thought we could do. So what are your questions? And go ahead and you can unmute your mics now. What are your questions as far as where we want to go or how this is going to work or what else you might have on your mind as far as a question is concerned?
Rick, I think we have a really savvy group here.
I think so.
They figured it all out. They've had a lot of experience sharing links, and you've got it thought through.
Well, so I'm going to suggest one more thing. So those of you who have your questions answered, this is our kind of informational session. Those of you who think you're going to try number 2, which is to host, please stay on, and I'll go through how we have a few minutes left, how we can test on your own Zoom, create your own Zoom right now, and the stream is already in your browser. Just try it and try and share it on your own Zoom at the moment. And if you're not ready to do that, that's fine, but we still have about 20 minutes, so I think we can probably get through that. So any other questions, anything that anybody has that they're curious about or want to know about?
The Eventbrite promo blurb for this workshop has some nice bio materials on the presenter, which I can see us using, leveraging even just to promote the recorded link, as an incentive.
Great. Okay, that's good. Anybody else? Questions, comments? Hopefully this has been helpful. Joe, I will see you on the 20th for sure. You're going to the thing. You're going to the mixer, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good. So Micah, I think you said you were interested in hosting. Rebecca, not sure whether you are or not. But anybody who's interested in continuing on and we'll go through a process where you go out and start your own Zoom, and then you share it and see how it works. Okay.
Rick, can I ask you a quick question?
Absolutely.
I am on here taking notes for our for our development director, and she's going to be hosting this and doing this. And so I'm just wondering, can we get a copy of this Zoom so that I can share this with her?
Sure.
Is that possible?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm not the one that's the techie person. She has all of that. So for me to sit here and
we can do that.
Way over my head.
We can also send the PowerPoint.
That would be great.
Because a lot of those points are covered there, or at least we'll pull information from the PowerPoint for you.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Carol, are you planning to share?
Possibly.
Okay. All right. So let's try this. Let's try this. So I'm going to go back and share my screen again, and we'll just continue on with those who think they might want to host. Let's see. Here we go. So here's how this thing will work. Okay. We'll try out the process on your own Zoom meeting in a few minutes, and you'll have that opportunity. Here are the things, if you're going to do your own Zoom meeting, you see the guy move down into his own Zoom or her own Zoom area. You don't need to schedule the meeting, just click host and be sure to click join with video and use computer audio again. So what you need to do is open up Zoom and go to the point where you normally go to schedule your own Zoom meeting. All right. Normally you might go here on schedule, but we're going to use host because host makes it immediate. Okay. And go ahead and just open up your browser, open up your Zoom, and at this moment anyway, unmute your mic so I can hear if you have any concerns or questions.
This works great on a laptop. On a phone, it might be more challenging. So I think it's important to have a bigger screen.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks, Russ.
Okay. So anyone else trying to open up their Zoom right now? right? When you hit host, okay, and you may actually have the desktop version where you get the little 4 quadrants and one of them says host, just hit host and it will open up on a Zoom, open up with video, open up with audio, obviously. And once it's open, hit participants. And then down below where participants would show up, you'll see something called invite. That's how you would invite other people. So if you wanted to invite somebody to that, to go through this today as an example, that's how you would do it. Okay. So you don't have to wait. As soon as you're able, try sharing your live stream. You have it running already. Make sure to click share sound and optimize video. And this is where all of this shows up. Okay, there's the share sound. There's the optimize for video clip. Here's what you're trying to share. And then, of course, you just hit share. You probably all know this. This is redundant information, but always like to show and tell. Make sure to maximize the screen for size and increase the volume on the YouTube window. And we will not be able to talk with you during your personal Zoom test session. We will take calls. If you have trouble, the numbers will be displayed on our live screen. And when you're sure you have it working, you can stop your Zoom session and then rejoin ours. You can only be on one Zoom at a time. So don't leave our Zoom yet for a moment. For those who want to try this again, we'll hold another rehearsal of the process in October prior to the 20th. Okay. So time to leave the meeting, but here are the numbers. You might want to jot these down before. And I will say, if you choose me, I have some acumen in this, but I am not an expert by any means, as you can tell. So those are the cell numbers for each of us. Okay. Go ahead and try it. Start your bail out of this Zoom, start your Zoom, and off we go.